On Hokie Talk this morning, Jon Kabongo. He is a Toronto-based rapper and master's candidate in English here at Virginia Tech, where he also works as the creative director of Tech's hip-hop studies program, Digging in the Crates. He is a former Virginia Tech varsity basketball player and a recent undergraduate from the creative writing program. It is my pleasure to introduce Jon Kabongo. Here's a preview of Decision from his new album, How Much Time You Got.
Yo, used to sleep with a ball. I used to carry it around in the streets and the halls. At Foot Locker begging moms for the sneaks in the mall. They was noticing he quick on his feet and he tall. Coaches giving me calls.
All right, Jon, thanks for coming on with me today.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you having me.
So you're a former varsity basketball player here at Tech.
Mm-hmm.
How is life different now, or how does it compare as a non-athlete to an athlete?
I just think it's a different lifestyle. You know, I feel like as a student athlete, you know, at a high major college, there's just a lot of requirements. There's a lot of things that are mandatory. Like there's things that you just cannot miss. You know, It's not like classes that you could, probably miss, or you have to be at meetings, film sessions, so many things other than just practicing a game, right? Or the things that come before and after practicing the game, rehab, all of these things that you really actually have to deal with a lot of consequences for missing. And I think just the schedule is just a lot different. You're doing a lot of different things. And now just being a full-time student, right, I get to kind of select how I want to use my time a little bit more, right? There's a little bit more freedom because it's like if I don't study, it's just on me. You know, it's not like anybody knows. It's not like there's a coach on my back. So I think having that history of being an athlete, it helped me develop those work habits to know that, all right, time can't be wasted.
What sorts of things happen if you do miss a practice or a video session?
So we had something called a 5 at 5, and that's something that Buzz Williams started, the coach that was here while I was playing. And basically what it is, and they kind of kept that tradition of giving out 5 and 5s. It's like if you're late to something, if you probably even miss an assignment in class, just certain things like that, you have to wake up before 5 a.m. You have to be on the treadmill at 5 a.m. and you got to run 5 miles at 5 speed.
5-minute mile speed?
Yeah, you have to run 5 miles and the speed is at 5, right? On the treadmill.
Oh, on the treadmill. Oh,
on the treadmill, and it takes about an hour. So you're just on the treadmill for an hour. You can't walk, but you can't sprint, and you got to do the 5 miles.
Oh.
Someone's watching you, so if you cheat, get in more trouble. So, yeah.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So you didn't miss many practices or sessions?
So I got there was the one time that I got 5 and 5s. I had it for a week straight. I had I forgot somebody's name.
That was it?
Yeah, I forgot somebody's name during boot camp, or it was just individual. So it was before boot camp, and he just tests you.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "You forgot somebody's name. Get out."
Like a teammate's name?
No. This is somebody working on the court. It was a trainer.
Okay.
And I'm unfamiliar with everybody, right?
Yeah.
So I'm learning everybody's names, and he just asked me the girl's name I didn't know, and he kicks me out of practice, and he's
God.
5 at 5s for the whole week, and it's just a
the
test.
Whole week.
Yeah, it was just a test.
Okay.
It was
Was that your freshman year?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really just an opportunity for him to see how you handle adversity. It's not personal at all.
Yeah. What was playing on the court like?
I think it's definitely a dreamlike experience, especially when college basketball is something you wanted to do for so long. It's being on the court during that game. It's always just like one of the most surreal feelings, But at the same time, it's there's a job at hand. It's that stuff kind of gets put on the back burner because you have to win, right? But I think there's nothing, when you do something you love and when you get the chance to do something that you want to do for so long, it always feels special, But at the same time, there's a lot at hand, so you don't want to get too caught up in that,
Why'd you pick Tech as a school to play basketball at?
I think it was pretty. There's a long story behind that, but to make the long story short, I just wanted to play at the highest level. You know, that's really like ACC is like the highest level of basketball. I wanted to play Power 5 against the best competition. You know, you play against Duke, UNC, Louisville, you know, that's the schedule you want as a basketball player. So,
and you were able to.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Crazy.
So,
and then what year was it that you had your injury?
So I actually came in with injuries.
Okay.
Right, and like it was one of the priorities for me was to just get healthy again. Right, get back to a place where I could play at the level that I needed to, and like it was just a long and tough journey trying to do that, and like it just didn't pan out how I thought it would. You know, like just injuries were not really improving in the way I imagined them to, and like I did get more hurt, and like ended up like tearing my hip as well. So it was like throughout the first year, like I was playing, and I was trying to get healthy, but it just wasn't happening. So going into my second year, I was like already sitting out. And like halfway into it, I was just like, you know, because this was years prior to even being in college, I was like, at this point, like it's just not even like smart for me to like try this again. Like I've tried enough, and like it was just time to stop.
And you knew you were gonna keep getting hurt afterwards. Wow, that sounds. What year did you?
So that was sophomore year.
So that was sophomore year that you left the team.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then since then, you're a first-year grad student now. But since leaving basketball, we were talking about this when we first met at Rocktoberfest, organized by Spark. But you've been rapping for a decent amount of time now.
Yeah.
And not many people knew about it until now. No,
like, I mean, it was definitely not always in the lead. Like, people knew, but people didn't know, like, how much I was making, like, how serious I was about it. Like, I was putting out music since, like, my sophomore year of high school. So people like my friends knew, you know, like just different people. And like over the years, I just started to come out with it like a lot more. Like I started to, you know, just be more upfront about it. And obviously with like by the time I stopped playing basketball, like it was already like very tied to my name. So people just knew, okay, well, like he's probably going to be just doing music as well.
Yeah.
So, I think over the years, it definitely, you know, I just definitely got to a point where people were recognizing more and more that, like, I was making music.
The music came second to basketball, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was always, like, it was an outlet. It was a way for me to, I was just passionate about it. Like, when it came to music, like, I didn't just want to, like, try my hand at it. I was, like, interested. Like, I was, like, I wanted to learn. Like, that's why I have Logic on my computer, you know? Like, it was, like, any money that I had, like, I would just spend it on, like, a software, a mic, or something like that, like, you know, and just, like, figure out how to make music, because it's something I wanted to know how to do.
That's so sick.
You know, so.
Can you relate basketball to rap? Are there similarities between the two?
I think, you know, there's especially in terms of, like, the way I approach rap and music, I mean, rap and basketball is very similar. I think I'm always trying to be the best that I could be. I'm always, you know, trying to treat it like a real job, you know, and not just like put it down when it's not fun anymore, you know. And I think like it's just like for me, like that's the similarities. Like I'm just as passionate, you know. I do want to be good at it. I don't just want people to like, you know, I don't know, just like tell me they like everything I do or like not really challenge myself. It's really about like developing a craft for me.
I think, I mean, your work ethic is clearly insane. It's like just the fact that you're able to do both basketball and rap just shows that you must have really good work ethic. You must have strategies and like some really good commitment skills, I guess, to sort of what you're doing. Do you have certain like things you do in particular? Do you dedicate a certain amount of time per day to basketball at the time or rap now? Is there stuff like that that you do?
I don't even want to make it like something that's like, you know, or describe it as something that's like super special. Like honestly, I just like doing it. Like it's like there's certain things you just want to do, you know. And I feel like because I know I want to do it. Like when I don't feel like it, like I remind myself like you like music. Like it's not always gonna be easy, but it's like I know that like once I leave, like I'm gonna want to listen to music or I'm gonna hear something. I'm gonna be like, oh, I wonder how they did that. So it's kind of like reminding myself of that so I could push through certain things. And like I kind of put time on like in the background, you know, like there was just times where like after practice, like, you know, or like after a game, I head on a bus and like I'm already writing a song.
Oh yeah.
You know, and it just never felt like a chore. It was like it was therapeutic. It was a way for me to express myself, figure out what I wanted to, what the narrative of my life was, you know, because like there's so many different narratives that we could make up about our life. And it's like, you know, that was my way of figuring it out. And that's why a lot of my music is so personal, because it's me trying to figure out like, okay, what did I go through? What should I learn? Like, what should I say? What, you know, is the main part of this story?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I kind of see it as that more than anything.
What do you typically write about? What are the go-tos for you?
Yeah, I think just my life in general, because it's like I said, it's kind of like it's like a journal for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like my music is like a journal. So whenever I feel like there's something I need to understand, whatever I'm going through, like any type of loss, any type of conflict, whatever it is, or just any type of achievement, it's like, okay, how do I process this? And I feel like trying to process it is like is the best way that I like write music.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
so
like,
you like write everything down?
I mean, I feel like I've gotten to a point where there's times where I know I need to write something down, but like my mind is always so focused on like what the next song, the next album is gonna be, that it's like it's always being written in my mind. Mm-hmm. Like all the things I think I need to be thinking about, all the things I think I need to be learning, like I'm always just like deeply thinking about it. And then when I feel like there's a phrase or an idea or a concept that I need to write down, I'll write that down. But like I'm really always thinking of like what the next song can be, not just because it's a song, but because like that's how I process like, you know, what I'm going through.
It's like a part of your life now.
Exactly.
It's not something that you add on to what you already do. It's a part of what you do every day.
Exactly.
Do you see yourself making a career out of music?
I mean, that would be nice. I think I think I already have a career in music. You know, like I make music.
Mm-hmm.
I can make it at a professional level. I can release it on a professional platform. I can make music videos. I can perform. Like these are all things that like would constitute like an artist, right? Or having a career. So for me, it's like I try to kind of not focus too much on like being at a certain level of like popularity, because it's like that's just not even guaranteed. It's not even like
it's luck for a big part
honestly,
of it.
like, you know, there's, because, you know, people just think it's like, well, if you're talented and you have connections, like even if that's the case, like you can be talented and have connections and things just don't work out the way people think they will, you know. And I feel like I've had like enough connections to do a lot of things that like I'm proud of, that I can say like are professional things, like whether it's like having it on like a TV show or having it play, like there's all these different things that like I can say like make me feel like I am an artist, you know. And like however big I get is however big I get, but I know that like that is a title that I can give myself. You know?
Yeah, it's I personally was I tried to get into writing music last year, and I was saying this to Sean as well, but it's just I understand like the struggle. It's hard. It's really hard.
Most definitely. Coming
up, especially is it a big learning curve at the start?
No, for sure. I was so
start.
bad. Like when I listened to my old songs, like when I was 15, like I thought I was so good, you know? It's like I was just like in this world where I was like, bro, like this is fire. Everyone's gonna like it. And like my friends were like, you know, gassing it up, like, yo, this is so fun. So when I go and listen back, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so bad. Some of it was good. Like I could see the potential, but I'm like, this is just horrible. I didn't know how to breathe. My lines were corny. Oh. And I think but it was
that's
good.
That's a big one, yeah.
I think what was good was like, there were many times where like people would tell me it was like trash. They'd be like, bro, you suck, bro. Like, stop rapping. And I'd just be like, dang, like.
That's brutal.
No, but at the same time, I think I needed that because that's what kept me going. That's what like made me realize like, okay, I should improve. And like, I'm all about like honest feedback, you know? And I think like, there's people that are like, it was good, but like, I think the people, not that I strive off of like,
I feel you,
like negative like energy or whatever, but it's just like, it really made me realize like, I'm not that good. Like people, like there was times where, like in high school, I would rap and like people would like laugh. And I was just like, I would be so hurt because I'm like, I know like I'm good. But then at the same time, they came around. They're like, yo, you got so much better. Like, it's crazy. Like, you actually dedicated.
You were 15 too, though.
Right. You know, it's just like, even sometimes, like even later parts where I was actually getting a little good, like people were just like, because some people are just like, you know, just like ruthless, like especially some teammates. It's like, yo, this is trash, you know, like making funny. And I would just be like, it is what it is. Like, I like making music. I'm going to keep doing it.
Make it funny. People always say that.
You know? And, like, I think, like, because, like, I genuinely, like, had a passion for it, like, that stuff didn't matter. And, like, I got to a point where, like, people actually enjoy my music, you know? And, like, they take it serious. So, to anybody trying to make music, like, it's okay. Like, let people laugh at you. You know, let people, like... Don't get upset at it because, you know, it's probably true. You're probably not that good yet, but it's okay. You know, you keep doing it. At some point, you get pretty good, you know?
You gotta, I feel like you gotta start. You gotta start somewhere.
You have to. You have to just somewhere. Do it. Got to.
That's really cool. All right. Is there a final message you want to leave listeners with today?
I feel like I just gave it. But
yeah,
like,
bro. I was about to say, you kind of answered the question right there.
Honestly, like, just to kind of go off that a little bit, like, just do it. Like, it's such a corny thing to say, but it's so true. Like, if you just keep doing something, like, eventually you will get to a point where you're pretty good and, like, you feel pretty confident in yourself. So it's like, you know, I wouldn't say don't listen to the people that don't like it because they're probably right. You're probably not that good. But it's like, that doesn't mean you never will be.
Yeah.
And I think that's like, it's an important thing to remember. Like, don't feel like where you're starting is where you're gonna end. You know? Is
there somewhere we can find 15-year-old John's tracks?
No. Those are staying in the vault. No. Actually, there's stuff out there. I don't know if people will find it, but there's stuff floating.
Me and my team are gonna find it.
Nah, I don't think so.
All right, John. Thank you so much, man.
Appreciate you.
This was
bro.
really cool.
Nah,
thank you.
Thanks, man.